Righto, and we're back. This is Train Trade Talk Travel. I am your host, Dwayne Bigley, and on this episode of my YouTube channel, we're talking about crypto, and we're talking about targets for crypto that I'm trading at the moment. Just a disclaimer straight off the bat, this is not financial advice. I have no idea what your financial situation is or whether you are competent in trading. Trading takes years to master. It takes a long time to get good at. So just keep that in mind if you want to try and follow other people's trades. There's a few things you need to understand about the market. First of all, it's very risky. It's very volatile. You can lose all your money. I'll tell you that straight off the bat. So you need to know how to use good risk management. And I am not going to hold your hand through these trades. So if you're going to risk money in the market, that's 100% on you, and that's your responsibility. So now that we've got that disclaimer out of the way, let's talk crypto. So we've had a bit of a theme over the last couple of weeks. Doggy coins. Everyone's buying the doggy coins. Everyone loves the dojis and the shibus and the flickies and all these little doggy coins. And I have to admit, I've been buying them too. I've been trading them too. There's been a lot of money to be made in these little doggy coins. So I had a bit of a joke with my crypto trading group the other day. Crypto back in the day was all smart people, but now it's just people buying doggy coins. So things have devolved a little bit. But, it's fun. It's all fun and games. We're all having a laugh. I have to admit, I had a lot of fun trading Shiba the other day. I pulled off an awesome trade on Shiba, and I cleaned out a good profit, so I can't complain. But another topic of that's been really pumping through the cryptocurrency space over the last week or couple of weeks is the Metaverse. So we had the news that came out that Facebook were rebranding their parent company to be called Meta. And that was because Facebook is becoming a metaverse company. They're going to get into creating online worlds for people to inhabit, where you can go in and you can buy things, you can interact with people in this little online world that they're calling the metaverse. And everyone's saying this is going to be a very big thing in the future. And this is very relevant to crypto because a large portion of the crypto market is now growing up around this theme of metaverse. We've got all the NFTs now, which are ways of buying online assets, online IP tied to the blockchain. And then we've got all the cryptocurrencies that are tied to the metaverse projects and the gaming projects. So there's been a lot of good trades to be made in the metaverse tokens over the last couple of weeks. I had some really good trades in Decentraland and the Sandbox, which are two online crypto metaverse games. I don't recommend buying these coins now though because they've already pumped. So if you went in early, it's more risky to get in now because the coins have already pumped up to high valuations, and the chances that people take profit and get out and push the price down is increased the higher the price goes. So they could go higher, but it's riskier now to get into these projects. So just be aware of that. I'm still in a couple of these projects. The one I can recommend, it might have a little bit more upside, is Engine, but even that one's already pumped. And but I still see a bit more upside in that coin. And so just a little tip, if you guys want to look in and do some of your own research into different types of cryptocurrencies, come into CoinGecko and you'll see down here in categories. Click on categories and it'll go into all the different types of cryptos. So you have smart contract platforms, which are all the big boys like Ethereum and Cardano. Come down here and you can click on meme coins, and they'll give you the full list of all the doggy coins and all the cat coins and the meme coins that everyone's pumping and dumping all over the place. There's plenty of money to be made there, to be honest, but there's plenty of money to be lost as well. So it's a double-edged sword. You really got to know what you're doing with these crypto pump and dumps. You don't want to be buying the top. You don't want to be that guy. You don't want to be the guy who bought the top and you're holding the bag. You're holding a doggy bag. Don't be that guy. And so the other category that I just mentioned here is Metaverse. So go into Metaverse and you can see all those coins that I was just talking about. Decentraland, Sandbox. Another one I like is Red Fox Labs, which is actually an Australian company with good fundamentals. So look through those and do some research. Report back. Let me know what you find. Jump in the comments and let me know what you think about the Metaverse. All right, moving right along. Let's have a look at the markets. So a couple of weeks ago when I done my video, I was calling for a bit of a downside on the S&P 500 because I saw it break down from this wedge, which we did get. We did get some downside for like, it was like a month of September. We got a bit of a downside. And we had a drop of 5%, 5.5% in the S&P 500 before the buyers turned around and they started pumping the market back up again. So we're dealing with the biggest Ponzi pyramid scheme in history. And when we talk about the stock market, ever since 2009, when we had the big crash and the central bankers come out and they said, we're gonna backstop the market. We're gonna print unlimited amounts of money and we're gonna buy stocks. We're gonna buy mortgage-backed securities. Don't worry if you own stocks. You're not at risk anymore because the Federal Reserve of America backstops it all. So they've taken the risk out of the market. So all the rich billionaires, the people that can afford to buy stocks, they're buying a shitload and they're getting richer. They're multiplying their wealth again and again and again. The system is so rigged, people, but no one in the lower classes can afford to buy stocks or buy these assets to the same level that the rich people can. So they are not taking advantage of this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. But I am. I'm here. I know what's going on. So I'm in this market and I'm fucking ripping the face off it and I'm taking a profit out because I know what's going on. The market's fucking rigged, people. There's free money to be had. You may as well get in and take some. You know what I'm saying? So there's my little rant about the stock market. Let's have a look at the US dollar. So the US dollar is looking strong. I've got a target on the USD. Everyone keeps saying the US dollar is going to go down, and I say no, it's not going down. This is the world reserve currency. This is the one that the bankers own and control. This is their love child that they had a century ago. The dollar will always be protected and propped up. So I see the dollar going higher right now. I've got a target of 97, 98, 99 cents, somewhere around there. That's where I see it sort of going from here. And then after we get there, I'll reassess the chart. But I see the dollar going higher. Crude oil keeps going higher as well. The petrol prices are going through the roof. And this is all by design because if we have high oil prices, this actually props up the stock market. It's good for the stock market. If the oil price crashes like it did during the scamdemic back in March last year, stocks crash as well. So because we operate, the US operates under the petrodollar system, which I'm not going to go into here. The oil price being strong is good for the market. So keep an eye on the oil price. What else? The Treasury yields are going higher, but they're stabilized. So they've gone a bit sideways. So that's a good sign. We see a big spike in Treasuries and we see a big spike in the dollar. That may be a bit of a bad sign for stocks because I'm still waiting for this pullback in stocks. Even though I said that the market's rigged, that doesn't stop fear from infiltrating the market because it's the greater fool theory, right? You don't want to be the guy holding the bag. So when the selling starts, when people start selling, you don't want to be the last one to sell. You want to get out at somewhere near the top, write it back down and buy back in cheaper. But you need cash in the bank to buy back in cheaper. So if that sort of situation happens, it's like a collapse. I don't see it collapse. I don't see the stock market collapsing completely, but I do think we're due for a pullback, like at least 10%. Give me 10%, 15%. Then I can buy some of these stocks cheaper because at these high valuations, it's a bit hard to make money in stocks, you know, like there's a shitload of money to be made in cryptocurrency right now, but The stock market just they're just so overvalued. I had a really good trade on Tesla, a swing trade, where I bought Tesla at 600 when it broke out, and it went up above 1,000. So that was a really nice trade. That one, that was like a 35% trade. So yeah, there you have the stocks. So let's get into Bitcoin. Let's talk about Bitcoin. And I wanted to talk about targets, what I'm looking at on the chart for potential upside targets. So I could be completely wrong about this, but I am very bullish on Bitcoin, and I see Bitcoin going a lot higher, like a lot higher. And what I've done is I've thrown up the fibs on the chart, and so that gives me a few targets to look at here. My first target that I think we're going to hit potentially this month and next month is $88,000 with Bitcoin, and that's conservative to what some other people are saying. So you've got Plan B with his stock to flow ratio. He's calling for 98. I'm calling for 88. And then my early next year, my higher target is $125,000 for Bitcoin. So if we get that, that's going to be a double from here. That's going to be like double your money from here. So it's a pretty good trade if it happens. This is based on Fibonacci and Elliott wave theory that I use in my technical analysis, which has worked for me a lot in the past. So I can't see why it's not going to work for me here with Bitcoin. It's the most superior asset on the face of the earth right now. And if you don't own some, you should. Not financial advice. And then we got Ethereum. So with Ethereum, it's currently just breaking out now to a new all-time high. As we record this live, breaking news, Ether is breaking out. But my targets for Ether is, I got 5K. 5K is my shorter term target. Definitely got to do 5K of Ether. And then I'm looking at 6.5K for Ethereum. Just in the shorter term targets. I'm a lot of people are calling for 10K Ethereum, and yeah, I see it, but I'm just being a bit more conservative with Ether right now because Ethereum does have some issues that I'm not going to get into on this video, but there are some issues with Ethereum that I find a little bit concerning, to be honest. So let's talk about Algorand. Algorand is another trade that I'm currently in. I've got $3.20 for my first target. Then I'm looking at $4, and I'm looking at $4.80 for my third target. Now, these targets is just my opinion. This may not happen. Like this coin could just crash. There could be some bad FUD storm news that comes out, and this will go nowhere near my target. And if that's the case, I know how to read the chart. I know how to do my analysis, and I will be out. But right now, this is a trade that I'm taking. So maybe you should take it too. Not financial advice. So the next trade I'm looking at is Stata. So I'm waiting for Stata to break out. We've got this beautiful bull flag that's pulled up on the chart that's been forming pretty much for the last 6 months. So it's a pretty big move if this moves up. We break out of here. I recommend an entry here for the breakout. If we get that, stop loss just below the previous low. And then we have some targets. Targets for Theta will be, what's that, $15.70, $19. Those are the shorter term targets. And then the market goes really well. This is a very popular coin. It does go parabolic when it runs, like it did back here earlier in the year. So if it does get a parabolic move on it, I'm looking at $28, which should be a very nice upside from here. So Stata, Engine Coin, this is one of the coins that I mentioned from the Metaverse tokens. So my Engine Coin target is $3.75 and $5.30 for Engine, $5.20. Polkadot, I'm very, very bullish on Polkadot. My short-term targets here are 56, 84, and these higher targets, they're less of a chance that they're going to get there within the next couple of months. But if we do get a good parabolic run in this market segment, I'm looking at $100 Polkadot easy. So just keep that in mind. But use a stop loss. And then the next one I'm looking at is Luna, which is a trade that's already in play. I've already been in this trade. It's already hit my first target, $40. So I've already taken some profit off the table. So I'm still in partial position. I'm aiming for a $62 Luna coin, and then I'm aiming for an 85, like longer term, like longer term. So that's with Luna. Yep. And another one I really like is VeChain. So VeChain had this really good parabolic run back in April. And I remember this clear as day because I bought down here at the breakout. What was it? It was like 5 cents when I got into it. It done me a solid 5x up here. And I traded in out of this coin. So I got out here, doubled my money. I got out and then consolidated again. And then I remember it had another run, so I took another position and I had another $15,000 trade on that end. So and then I got out. I didn't get out at the top, but I got out, I think, as it was pulling back. And then I was happy with the profit that I made on that trade. And then I was waiting for the pullback. So when we got the pullback down here, I think I took an entry here, which ended up being a fake out. But I got back into VeChain down here at a bit of a dollar cost average price. I think it was for about 7 cents or something. Yeah. And then I added here when it broke out. But for longer term targets, because it's consolidated very, very well, VeChain, and it's actually a coin that's got very good fundamentals. Longer term targets, I'm looking at 32 cents, 40 cents, and 48 cents for VeChain. So those are my targets, and those are just some of the trades that I'm looking at right now. I'm constantly changing my positions. I'm looking for new opportunities. This is an evolving market. There's breakouts happening and money moving, and it's not something that stays stagnant. So anything that I say in this video can change at a moment's notice. I'm a trader, so the beautiful thing about being a trader is I have the privilege and the honor to be able to switch from being a bull to a bear at a moment's notice. I can be bullish on a project, and I can switch to being bearish on a project the moment that chart changes, the moment that the calculations of the risk to reward ratio change, and I no longer can see the same reward for the amount of risk that I'm taking, I'm out. I'm not going to sit in that trade. So things change. If I say I'm bullish now, it doesn't mean I'm going to be bullish next week. This is what I'm looking at right now. Okay, so I hope you guys got some value out of this video. And if you have any questions, write me a comment down below. Please like the video. Please subscribe. Yada, yada, yada. And I'll see you on the next one. Enjoy. Have a good night.